This is Greg, and welcome back to Gamer on a Budget, the series where we highlight the best in low-cost, high-grade games. This time we'll be taking a first impressions look at Undead Labs' zombie survival sequel masterpiece, State of Decay 2. With a standard edition price of only $30 and an Ultimate Edition Season Pass model coming in at $60, Undead Labs is giving gamers exactly what they want. Quality games at a quality price. Scary, foreboding, lighting, and ominous setting? Check. Hurrying to everything you see and searching it frantically because you're starving and your only weapon is a screwdriver? Check. Pounding scary music coming down on you every chance it gets? Check. And the list goes on for Undead Labs' return to the open-world zombie survival genre. After choosing from a set of 3 different couples, all with different strengths and weaknesses and the like, you're thrown into a tutorial level, I guess, where you're running through a refugee camp. The game throws a few enemies at you to get you kind of used to combat and has you pretty much searching a new nook and cranny every few feet to maybe get a new weapon and get some supplies early on. If you've played these kind of games before, it's gonna be sort of like, your scary introduction level, but nothing crazy. Once you get out of the refugee level and you lead survivors to your first base, that's when the game gets real interesting. This tutorial level ramps up the drama in an attempt to give you a bit of a story background and a sense of urgency. I'm not gonna spoil it, but your friend's not in too good a shape and you gotta get to that base I was talking about. Pronto.
Nasty. Looks just like that thing we saw outside the gate. Biter bit me!
You will realize early on how important maintaining your base and your base's happiness and overall health is going to be. Your survivors can get killed quite easily in one of the many zombie attacks that you'll be encountering, because the game's not just going to give you a base and let you sit there. So you got to keep those numbers in the top left corner in the green or white at least. They go yellow, that's in the middle, that's hey, they're warning you, but you want to keep your base at least stable, which is going to be okay. But you want to trade places, give them rest periods, use even the doctor, take the doctor around, let the doctor do little things around the base, get them all like acquainted and geared up, because if a zombie attack does happen, you don't want like one of your weak characters to just get picked off at the fence. Comparable to the bases in the first game, these bases are similar, but they have extras to their now little things you can build, like your hospital, your workshop, more beds. You can put in mods that will allow you to build bigger and better items from those things, like a soldering gun for the workplace, so that you can make bullets and guns and take gun parts and assemble new weapons. All of this building, maintaining, and producing items is going to cost materials, and you're going to venture out to the buildings around your base to try and get those materials. Problem is, you're going to have to venture out farther and farther away from this base to get these materials, and that's going to require some traveling. You can hop in a car or hop in your friend's car. The introduction of 4-player co-op is exactly what this series needed. This works great, although it is a tether. You'll hear people talking about the tethered multiplayer. Now you can't venture off by yourself too far away, or it pulls you back to the group together. But you don't notice it. You do not notice the tether. That's the one thing I noticed playing online with a full group of people, was that the common mission and area that you're playing in, you don't have a reason to venture off by yourself. You'll stick within the group just kind of casually, subconsciously, without meaning to do it. It's not so bad that you're constantly stopping yourself from running away or being like, I can't collect this resource, because you're all kind of going into a common place on a common mission, the way that it's set up, the way that the gameplay is set up and the missions are, that you're not going to notice the tether whatsoever. And multiplayer was the perfect addition to the Undead Labs formula of State of Decay. State of Decay 2, it gives you everything you loved about the first game and just upgrades and makes better all those things. And this introduction to multiplayer, there, of course, it's launch day, you guys. You're going to get skips. You're going to see zombies in midair. You're going to, your car physics are going to be ridiculous. But, there's of course going to be patches. The on-screen information that pops up when you go to a new location is great, but scouting ahead for those locations is definitely key. So what you want to do is always find those points of interest towers and climb them, and then go ahead and aim at everything and all those question marks, and they'll get filled right in. These places are invaluable to your survival and to finding new places to scour for much needed materials and food, and to detect those plague hearts, which we're going to get into in a minute. The plague hearts are a big part of this gameplay.
That's good. Now we just find these plague zombies and kill as many as we have to until we get a viable sample.
Sure thing.
Yeah, sure thing, he says. As you're about to see from the footage, it is definitely not a sure thing to destroy a plague heart. The plague zombies will infect you and other survivors and will eventually turn them into plague blood zombies if you don't get them the antidote quickly, which you have to manufacture, and you can only manufacture them if you have the resources which you manufactured the medical clinic with. It's ridiculous. There's a plague heart right here that I went and took on, and I was severely underprepared. You want to always have everything in prep. I kind of just was like, I'll just go take care of this real quick heart. It's a small one. It's one of the first ones. No big deal. Dude, I had like 2 bullets and a crowbar. Figured it'd be fine. It wasn't fine. I took one swing of my crowbar at the plague heart, and the plague zombies poured in. These guys were everywhere. I was hitting them, and, the thrill of the battle, I wasn't healing right. I was getting close to death. My partner was getting overtaken. It was ridiculous. I went about this all wrong. You definitely want to prepare. You definitely want to have, your healing items ready to go on RB. Just slap that bad boy, keep healing. And definitely do not want to kill off your character, because remember, characters have permadeath now, ladies and gentlemen. Once you lose them in the game you're playing through, they're gone. Here I am slapping the A, trying to make it back to life, and boom, by the skin of my teeth.
I feel safer already.
That was nice work.
And that's my first impressions with Undead Labs State of Decay 2. Definitely had some fun playing through it. Glitches, first day launch jitters, what have you. It's solid, it plays well, it's definitely an upgrade in everything that the first game was, and fans of the first and fans of the genre will definitely like playing through this, and that 4-player multiplayer just sweetens the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, and tune in every week for fresh content from Gamer Redefined.